Yo, what up, everybody? This is Mitch Darrell, and today I've got another segment for you. I know there's like 12 segments on my channel, and there's probably gonna be another dozen. But as I come up with them, I make them, I try them out, and see what you guys think. So today, segment called Best Bars. I was trying to think of a way that I could do album reviews and like EP mixtape reviews for CHH, but not like in a boring way. So I could just come up here and like talk for 30 minutes about a project, but I feel like people would kind of tune out. So I said, let me get more specific. I'm going to do something called Best Bars, where I briefly talk about the project and the songs, but my main focus will be picking out the best or my favorite bar of that song, okay? And today we are starting out with none other than Christopher Syncere's EP, Syncere, and that is spelled like his last name, Syncere. Let me get it right. It is Syncere. And actually, now that I'm being honest, I don't know him. I don't know him personally, so I actually don't know if his real last name is Syncere. I'm pretty sure it is. If it's not, I apologize, brother. But Christopher Syncere's EP, Syncere. So I've listened to this EP multiple times since it came out. I think it came out a couple weeks ago. I've got my notes. I am diligent. I'm serious about this, okay? So off top, cover art, beautiful. Is actually, I almost want to call it risky, because when you look at it, you're not thinking like, oh, this is a Christian project. Yet it's not even under hip hop like a lot of us Christian hip hop artists do. It's under Christian. It is a Christian EP, a Christian project by genre. It looks very, it's very tantalizing. It's very, you see the cover art and you're like, is he committing suicide? Is he about to die? Why are there flames? So immediately draws you in. And then I had to go. You could have assumed this if you know Christopher Syncere, but I went to go look to see who produced this project, and it was 100 Gram, and immediately knew I would love the production. So let's get into it. Track 1, Robbie Shapiro. I'm gonna read my brief notes, and then I'm gonna tell y'all my favorite bar of the track. So I put, is a very fierce intro, and it sets the tone, matches the cover art immediately. He's spitting. He is spitting off the top. He speaks about how a lot of people he meets, a lot of Christian artists he meets, are trading in Jesus for a dollar sign. Okay, and I feel like a lot of us can relate to that and know exactly what he's talking about. So I said he's got crazy wordplay mixed with a fast flow, and there's a beat switch to where the track gets slower yet catchier. And I even wrote that the beat switch part of the song could be its own song. It could have been track. You literally, when you're listening to it, you might think this is track 2. It's still track 1, but it's almost as if this could be its own separate track. But yeah, the overall theme of this track that I got was that there's a lot of artists that idolize leaving Jesus for a dollar sign. They really only care about the dollar sign. They're using Jesus as a way to get to the dollar sign. One line that he said that could have been my favorite bar, but it's one of them. It's like top 3. It says, y'all be complaining about life, but y'all don't do nothing to fix it. And it's like really simple. It's not necessarily like a bar in the way you think like a punchline or wordplay, but it's very straight to the point, and it's something that makes you think, where you're like, yeah, I mean, a lot of the times all we do is complain, but we don't actually take the steps to fix it. So I thought it was fire. Favorite actual bar of the song, and it's 2 lines. I still ride till the wheels fall off, young Lightning McQueen. I started dating again, but low-key I got a fear I'll never meet my queen. Still ride till the wheels fall off. Shout out to the Cars reference, Lightning McQueen. All of us 90s kids, and I guess maybe a little past that, know about Lightning McQueen. And then, so what I like about this bar is I started dating again, but low-key I got a fear I'll never meet my queen. So I love the type of wordplay where you're making a word sound like another word that's not the same word, if that makes any sense. So like McQueen and my queen, if you say it quick enough, it's McQueen. Very dope. 2 unrelated lines that end up going well together, because you got my queen to sound like McQueen. Second track, 6 Feet Deep. I wrote beat fire. I think I wrote that for all of these because 100 Gram is amazing. Again, another beat switch, which I think is amazing, and he actually switches into singing. I wrote that it reminds me of Kendrick because it's very artistic. It's not a normal song construction. It's not the typical chorus, verse, chorus, hook, verse, chorus. It's very different. He's not afraid to switch. We're going somewhere else. I'm taking you somewhere else real quick. The theme of this was, he can't put his demons first. Now this, he said, youngest up, step up, LaMelo Ball, youngest up, Step Up, LaMelo Ball. And that could have been my favorite because I'm a Hornets fan, so shout out to the love. But my favorite line on here, he says, "My great-granddaddy got his back tore up from talking back to massa. His great-grandson went independent and got back his master's. Now every work I speak, I'm trying to give it to the master." Like, that might be my favorite line or a couple lines of the whole project because like you really got to think about it. Being black in America, like most of us, our ancestors were slaves, so the word master, and even now they talk about how like the word master is being taken away from things like the master bedroom. They're going to stop calling it that. The just master in general, it's one of those terms that is uncomfortable now when you really think about it, so it's getting taken away. But to flip master three different ways, really, talking back to master like the slave owner, then grandson, the spawn of this person, went on to go independent and get back his masters, his actual music masters. And now every word he speaks in his songs, which are the masters, is trying to give it up to the master above. So I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was beautiful. And it's probably my favorite of all of my favorite bars on here. Next track, No Gravity. I wrote catchy beat. Shout out 100 Gram. A theme in this that I really liked was he said, he's meeting his heroes and he's not impressed. And I feel like a lot of us can relate to that, whether that's in a musical sense, whether that's maybe a celebrity, maybe that's even someone in the church. You might meet someone that you put on a pedestal, and then you realize this person is a human, just like I am. He speaks about wanting to be paid what he's worth. He mentions Christians are arguing and forgetting about the gospel, and that was something I kind of mentioned today on Twitter, was how I feel like a lot of times, whether it's Christians talking to other Christians or Christians talking to non-Christians, we just want to be right. We don't actually care about souls. We don't actually care about preaching and spreading the gospel. We just want to argue for the sake of arguing. Favorite line on here, he said, "I joke a lot, but for my city, I'm Kyrie. I do not play. I was in high school writing musicals in my notebook, Sharpay." Amazing. Like, if I wasn't already a fan of Christopher, I'd be a fan after this line alone. Because, one, basketball reference. Okay, you know who Kyrie is, right? For my city, I do not play. Everybody should get that. He didn't play for most of the season. For two different teams, he's kind of just not played. Same with Ben Simmons, but and then I was in high school writing musicals in my notebook, Sharpay. That is another 90s kid reference. Shout out to Sharpay. Shout out to High School Musical 1 through 3. I don't know if I saw the third one, but I think that's fire. And then track 4, we got Close Circles. So this song was one of the deeper songs. He mentions how his grandfather passed, how his dad left at 4. He mentions something that I thought was really, really dope. He said, speaking to the police about how to clean up the streets. So that's something where it's like he's not just clicktivism. He's not just tweeting about it. He's actually going and doing it. And then he talks about no amount of money or women will ever please him, only God. And then best line is, "She got me turned into her simp son like I'm OJ." I'm like OJ. Fire, my type of bar. That's a Mitch Darrell type of bar. That's the type of bar where it's like, this is kind of cheesy, but it's still witty. You'll get it. It's kind of simple, but she got me turned into her simp son. I'm like OJ. That's fire. And then last track 5, one of the standout tracks. Too Much Pressure. I wrote catchiest song by far. There's a fact. Shout out 100 Gram. And then I wrote Next Move Reunion, which is super dope that we got to hear my guy Coop, which I wrote Coop. Look at Coop singing. You don't get to hear that a super ton. Henrik, 100 Gram, and Chris all on the track. Not like they broke up a long time ago, or they literally just all stopped being part of Next Move. But still, it's super dope for that to be the last song on there. I have the song is on replay because it's short but catchy. And I have two favorite lines because there's 2 verses, a Henrik verse and a Chris verse. So for Henrik, it was devil trying to hit me up, but we don't really get along, trying to cap all on my head. So bro, I had to keep the fitted on. So super dope cap, fitted cap. So, which is funny. People don't really be wearing hats these days. I don't think people wear a lot of fitteds either. Like, remember when snapbacks were big? I had like 30 snapbacks. My dad was the only person I knew who had fitted still. Now, maybe they're making a comeback. And then Chris said, it's simple, but he said, I grew up jumping on Demons, no Jeff Hardy. I grew up jumping on Demons, no Jeff Hardy. So, and I'm not a big wrestling person, but I got that reference. So, last thing I wrote overall, 14 minutes yet packed full of bars, messages. 14 minutes yet packed full of bars, messages, content. You learn a lot about Syncere's rapping ability as well as where his heart lies. And it's fitting to end the whole project with the Next Move guys in a reunion. So this was really fun. This was really easy because Chris packs a lot of bars. There's a lot to choose from. I feel like I love his writing style a lot. I feel like he's good at EPs. He's good at like bodies of work. And it's perfect because, like I said, it's only 14 minutes. Like I've listened to this project like 4 times maybe without really realizing it because it's 14 minutes. It's like a drive to the gas station and back. You know what I'm saying? So very well done. Super dope bars. Full of bars for me to choose from. Obviously a fan of Chris Syncere, a fan of all the Next Move guys. I'm gonna say it again. Shout out 100 Gram. Shout out to YB for what he did, getting all those guys together. I feel like some people were thinking, oh, it ended early or it went bad or is a failure. I think it was amazing. I think it was quick, but they were effective. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they continue to all stay in touch and work together. But let me know who I should do next. I think this is one of those. It's not gonna be one and done. I'm gonna do a few of these. So yeah, let me know who I should do next. I appreciate you guys. Peace.